Old Fella Gaming. This is your old fella GT. Gonna do a little bit of World of Warships Legends. We're in the Kansas, as you seen in the intro. 12 406mm 16-inch. Boom! Kick your ass kind of guns. So we're gonna sail off over here to the right just a little bit, try to take the sea flank. Now this is gonna be a cool little game because the reason I wanted to keep it was not only was it just a fun game all the way around, which is hard to get nowadays in Legends, but man, we win it by the hair of our Chiny Chin, and we didn't have to do what we did. There's this cruiser at the end of the game that if he would have just stayed behind an island, we were winning. That's all he had to do, is stay behind an island. You just stay out of sight, and we win. No, he forces me to have to go into some friggin' beast mode and go do some stupid shit that I shouldn't have had to do. So, with that being said, we're going to do a little commentating here about the match. So I'm playing with one of my buddies. I forget what ship he's in. It may show it here in a minute, but I think he's in a cruiser. So he goes down pretty early in the game, but not to worry. Like I said, we still had a pretty good game. We're really just trying to get over here to sea, get the flank, because that's really what the Kansas is good at. Kind of staying away from getting focused, because she is such a big fat-ass ship that it's easy to definitely get focused. And if anybody's ever played up against the Kansas, you know you don't want to get hit by those 12 massive guns that it has on it. So we took a shot there at the first ship, and I don't think we did much damage at all. Matter of fact, we didn't do any damage. But we're gonna take a shot at this Viventio in what was that, Massachusetts? We took a shot at. Okay, so we're getting our front guns off on the Vento, and we're gonna get our back guns on the big Massey back there, which is just about as big as, if not just as big as, the Kansas. And as you can see, I'm just whiffing. I had been playing the Atlantico for several matches, and we jumped into this one, and the guns play different. You know, they have different travel times, and as you can see, I'm kind of whiffing these first few shots. Uh, even that one I hit him, but it's just barely hitting him. 7,000, so probably only one did damage. One shell did damage. Uh, Now I think this ship is doing around 14, 15, I think 15 damage, 15,000 per shell. Now that was a little better shot there. We get a Citadel, we get to 28,005. And the Massachusetts is gonna sit there and sell broadside, so as long as he's gonna let me do it, I'm gonna hit him. So then I see this New Orleans packing up here behind me, and I thought, damn. And my buddy's saying, hey, the New Orleans, New Orleans. So that's why I looked back here real quick. I was like, ah, shit. So I'd already started sailing forward. I was going to try to match this Massachusetts and just get him broadside. So I couldn't shoot the New Orleans and help my buddy with the New Orleans. As you can see, somebody put a big island in front of me. So I thought, well, let me back this big son of a bitch up. Now here's my buddy sailing. He keeps sailing. He's like, hey, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. So I back up a little bit. And just about the time I back up, I think he no, I thought he was going to go dark there, but no, he went. But again, I'm not used to the Kansas just yet because I've been playing the Atlantico, and I just didn't lead him. One hit. One shell hits. I'm up to 33,000. My buddy's behind the island now. He wants to take pot shots at it. I was like, you're going to wait until you get behind the island, little chicken shit. Get me out here in the open again. So I was like, all right, you maybe missed the first time. Are we going to miss the second time? And I don't think so. I think we actually hit him this time pretty good. And again, these ships are just sailing. I mean, he just saw me shoot at him, and so that looks like 12 angry shells. Yeah, that you can't do that against the Kansas. I mean, he just got hit by the Kansas. You knew I was there. What was you thinking? And I guess not much of nothing. You're thinking how you got your assets liquidated is what you're thinking. So now I got this Viento, how do you say it? He's going to battle tank me now. He's got SAP on his secondary, so I'm sure that's what he's contemplating is how can I get close enough to these ships to where I can start using my secondaries. And then something shot over the island there, but as you can see by the splashes, it was only a cruiser because battleship splashes do a double splash. If anybody needs a little secret, see how that's just splashing one time in the water? A battleship shell will splash and then kind of do a second splash effect, like a raindrop. So that'll tell you who's shooting over top of the island if you don't know. Like I can't tell over there who's shooting me, but the shells tell me that it's nothing more than a cruiser. So I'm not really worried about being broadside to him, as there he is right there. So it's an anchorage, and I really am not too concerned about being broadside to him, even though the anchorage has got some pretty good guns if they land. Uh, Having to shoot over top of the island means the shells are going to be coming down on me, and I really wasn't worried about too much damage. But look at the accuracy that I'm getting on this Kansas in this game. I mean, it was sick. It was just these are the kind of matches you just like. I just can't believe that I'm getting this kind of accuracy out of it. And not saying that the Kansas isn't accurate because it definitely is an accurate ship. It's one of my favorite ships. I think I've got in the American battleships. I've played this ship the most out of any of them, and so I do love my Kansas. I love it at this tier. It's a very good ship at this tier. And it's even a good ship if you play up against tier 8s. Um, it can hold its own if you angle properly. Because the 406s are still, even tier 8 battleships are 406s. So it's the same armament, no matter whether you're in tier 7 or tier 8 for the most part. And there are some special ships that they do get a little more guns or a little less guns depending, like the Florida kind of thing, the Georgia, those are kind of like special ships. But look at this accuracy, man. This is just so tight. These patterns are so pretty. And that Massachusetts is just gonna sell broadside. Just keep on selling broadside, buddy. I'll take every penny I got. And then I'm like, well, where'd the anchorage come from? He was like right on top of me. I was like, how did you get there? A while ago, you were like 8, 10 kilometers away from me, and now he's right on top of me. So I'm screaming at my buddy. Oh, my buddy was in the New Jersey. I thought he was in the cruiser, but that was the previous game. But I was screaming at him. He's sending torps. He's sending torps, and he got the brakes on just in time. But now he's broadside to the Venta. So we don't. I was telling him, turn that, back it up, turn it, back it up, and he's like, I can't. Of course, he's in that Iowa class ship, big old long ship. It's hard to turn it. It's hard to stop it. Uh, yeah. But he's setting broadside to everything. So they're gonna now focus him down, and there's not much he could do. He should have stayed back a little bit, but live and learn, right? Live and learn, and we're gonna try to help him as soon as we get these guns back around. Now, I don't just leave him. I was thinking about it because after I seen that anchorage right on top of us like that, I was like, man, it's just too many ships over here for one person to fight. And so, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna leave my buddy. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna try to put some shells on this Vento because the mass is so far out that I really wasn't worried about him. That was the first salvo that kind of sucked right there as far as accuracy. But I really wasn't worried about him. The two ships that I was worried about was that Anchorage and that destroyer, which for some reason their destroyer over there had been sitting over in that area, that cap, this whole time, and no torpedoes had come from. I mean, he just wasn't. It was like I don't know what he was doing, but he wasn't playing the destroyer because he didn't aggravate us. Had he sent some torps out, he at least would have got us to turn possibly into him or whatever. Now here I find myself in a kind of a crappy position because of that right there. Now I'm broadside to the Massachusetts, which is not a good thing to be. And I'm trying to whittle down this Vento, switch to HE because he's bow tanking me, and I'm thinking, well, I can't get any good shots on him, so I'll just set him on fire and maybe I can burn him down. So, but then he starts turning out, which for the life of me, just map awareness. He's got a Massachusetts shooting me broadside. He should be, he should be pushing me right now. He should be trying to keep me to where I'm not doing this right here, turning back into an angle for the Massachusetts. But he lets me go, and because he lets me go, he can't shoot me now. The Massachusetts is running broadside to me now, which is a bad place for him to be. And then this Megami sitting out here. Now this Megami, he's a piece of shit, is what he is. He plays good. I'm not saying he doesn't. He plays that ship like it's supposed to be played, but I could not hit him to save my life. He kept just throttling and turning, and I was like, screw it. I'm gonna end this Massachusetts real quick because I mean, again, he's just sitting there broadside to me, so I'll take 11 grand off of his health just as fast as I possibly can. And as long as I can stay angled to him, his front guns shouldn't do a lot of damage to me. Now I do kind of get over angled here to him, but I'm hoping that I can get back here fast enough before he can reload. And lucky enough, I do. So now the only one I got to worry about is that my Gomini trying to burn me down, and he's going to keep shooting at me. But I go dark, so I stop shooting so I can go dark. And then as he starts to turn, see, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to turn out to try to track me down. And what does he do? Turns right back in. So I'm like, son of a bitch. And I can't believe this Vento's still alive. I don't know how he stayed alive with all the ships around him. So, I'm like, all right, let's go ahead and put him off the board. So we're going to liquidate him real quick. And then what we're going to do is, or I guess I didn't get him. I just knocked him down far enough for the cruiser over to get him. Bortes, I think is how you say it. I can't remember how you actually say his name of the ship that actually, or maybe I do get him. No, just right beforehand. So at this point, we got the Megami on this side, and we're gonna have the Massachusetts right there beside him. They're both on the right side of this island. That Vortis or whatever it is that's gonna be coming up, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name of the ship right. He's behind. If he just stays behind that island, we literally have 3 minutes. It's 3 minutes left in the game. We can stay behind these islands. We're winning. 576, 543. We have 2 caps. We just got to stay out of sight. But no, no. He says, you know what? I want to come out here and I've got a big bad cruiser. I'm just gonna just charge him. Just charge right into him. This IKS Bortis or whatever the hell the name. I've never heard of the damn shit before. So uh, he decides he's gonna just drive straight up into him. He's going up against a Megami. I think that's the only thing that can shoot him right now, but never fail because he's just going to keep on going. He does dodge the torpedoes, but at this point, it's uh it's now on. So I'm gonna let you see the rest of this game out and see what happens here. But I have to go beast mode because of this idiot that wants to drive in. Because if they kill him, they're gonna take the points. So enjoy the rest of this ass whooping that I'm about to set down on these next 2 ships.